Yay, it's
Oh,
live now.
yeah.
Yay.
Hey, we're
What's up?
live.
We're totally live. Hey, it's me, Matt, with Rogue Tactics. Also,
This is Luke Luke from Houston, I guess. I don't have a podcast title or anything.
you're practically like my co-host, dude.
All
You're,
right.
you're my tactics bro.
With the supporting cast, Luke.
Supporting cast. As soon as if you weren't in school, we'd have like plenty of time to do all these like all the time. So, but
Totally.
aren't you going for your future?
All right, Matt. What are we going to discuss today?
We're going to talk about the ROC World Cup. I happen to go there, and you happen to go there, and well, you did better than me. So, do you have any? What was the main event sort of like?
All right, so I guess I can break it down into Friday's Super Qualifier, Saturday's semis to get into the finals, and then Sunday's finals tournament. So for Friday's Super Qualifier, which was the last ditch Super Qualifier, I ended up playing a team of Dormammu at 250 points, possessed with Proselyte and an Indigo Battery. It was a one-man army of shenanigans. Let's see. Notable teams. I don't know. I guess the surprising thing, and this is a shout out to Team Argentina, I played against a lot of their members, and they were like awesome. They were nice dudes. They were cool, and I felt bad because I was like, I beat two of them for Swiss, and then when I went to the break and the cut.
Can you turn off your room?
What? Is this better?
Oh no. Your speaker, I think, is on. Maybe.
My speaker? Is it echoing?
Yeah. You hear it?
It may be the. Oh, hold on. Better? Is that any better? Or is it still echoing?
Is this? No, it's like traveling back in time. It's so crazy.
All right, you know what? I think it's the room. Hold on. Is this any better? Echo gone?
Is there?
Is it like really bad echoes? We might have to restart this.
We'll see. Hold on. Hello, can you hear me still?
I can still hear you.
Nope.
Can you hear me? Is it like delayed or something?
Yeah, can you?
Okay, this is weird. Hold on. Testing. Okay, hold on.
Okay, hold on. How's that sound better?
It depends. Can you still hear me?
I can totally hear you. I think
echoing?
I think there was something in the background up that was playing our Google Hangout, and like I got rid of a page, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Okay, this is going to be cut, right?
This is live.
A bit. Oh, would you like another special guest before I continue?
Sure.
All right. This.
Kitty cat.
Yeah, this is another special guest.
Someone liked our last video just because you brought your puppy dog on.
You brought puppy dog on? Yeah. All right. So now we have a kitty cat on. We're gonna get more likes. We're gonna get all the likes.
All the likes with kitty cats.
All right. Away you go.
So you played almost all of Team Argentina. It seems like.
Yeah, I did. So I played two of their members during the Swiss, and I played another member that eventually knocked me out of that Super Qualifier cut for top 16. Let's see. So Dormammu, he's great as a one-man army. He's like Kenny Pena says that he's probably one of the better one-man armies, better than Soups, because he can crank out Pogs, which kind of gets rid of the pulse wave conundrum.
Mm-hmm.
I chose Proselyte in the Indigo Battery because the cool thing was when you took damage, the cool thing about Dormammu was he had a traded ability that he could reduce penetrating damage. And two, when you pushed him down further down to click, you can choose Heart of Compassion. Now, Heart of Compassion is an underrated ability, is generally overlooked on Proselyte. Heart of Compassion allows you to use support even though you're based against an opposing character. It grants +2 attack for your support roll. And when you roll to heal, it doesn't -2. So a lot of the times I would get hit really, really hard, and I was just support right back up to full. And the cool thing about Dormammu was Proselyte grants pick a power, and you start on that. So a lot of the times I would start off choosing PC on Proselyte, Perplex on Dormammu, and then when they get inched up closer within my shooting range, I would choose Pulse Wave on Proselyte and PC on Dormammu, and he was able to dish out surprisingly a lot of damage. His pogs were great for blowing out walls so that he could shoot. That freaking wicked precision strike, choosing any square within range, was crazy. And yeah, like I guess I would say a notable match. Team Argentina, I forgot his name. I think it was Alejandro, or I think they were all named Alejandro, but so he had a Kyle Rayner team. Kyle Rayner, Abin Sur, and I immediately rushed up. I took out Abin Sur with like, what did I do? Oh, he walled up. I perplexed up my damage to a 6. No. I remember what I did now. He pushed Abin Sur. I brought in Thor from Avengers Assembled because since Dormammu was 250 points, he brought in 228-point character. And freaking Thor and I blew out a wall with a minion, and Thor just single target pulse wave for 5, killing Abin Sur. And that put me up. Yeah, that put me up 60 points. And after that, I just ran away because he was trying to get Kyle Rayner to his God Click. And he got Kyle Rayner to his God Click because he landed an attack successfully. He took Mystics, pushed him to a stop click. He was tokened up. And he got his battery to click number 20. So he was like a 15 attack, 8 damage, freaking monster. And here I was, Dormammu. So he hypersonic all the way from half the map, hit Dormammu for 6 because I reduced the 8 to 2 to 6, and then I just healed back to full, and then they called time. I was like, and that was the win that got me into the cut.
Wow,
so that was crazy. Yeah, but that was my super qualifier experience. And well, I went to the cut, and I played against a control team, Coriander, Switch, Despedera. So it was like really hard to hit that 20 defense. Like I was really close to finally breaking it down. Like I hit twice with Dormammu, so he threw on tokens, and finally Dormammu had three tokens on him, 3 of the Switch hex counters, and so that next attack, I guaranteed I could have killed that Scarlet Witch. But it went to time, and since it was the cut top, it was single match elimination. I think it was we went to a roll off, and he won the roll off. So I mean, Dormammu is nothing to scoff at. He's pretty damn mean, and he's good. But yeah, that was a fun thing to play. I mean, I wasn't even trying to win, but I mean, I'm surprised I got that far with him.
Oh, what constructs were you using?
Wall and bulldozer. So wall, bulldozer, and the battery itself. That was a total of 20 points.
I thought for sure you were using the catapult, the TK around your Dormammu or stuff like that.
No. Like Dormammu was mobile enough. Yeah, lacking a real moving attack did hurt him a bit, but I mean, he's just like, even though he's 250 points, he has a kind of short dial with 7 clicks. It's just so hard to get through all of those 7 clicks when he's like just healing back anyways. I would say one match, it was against I forgot his name. He played Nick Fury Banshee, and I I completely boned myself for that match. I thought like I saw something, a light bulb went off in my head. I thought I could have turned it around. I was going to be able to pull it off, and I out actioned myself. So I brought in the ID card, but I couldn't use them, and that like totally just soured the game for me. So I guess from that super queue, I learned, well, and this is just for like all matches, whether it's casual or competitive, slow down. Take your time, breathe, tell yourself what you're gonna do. Because if you don't know what's going on, then your opponent sure as hell doesn't know what you're gonna do. So slow down, count your steps, be as clear, concise as possible. Because, I mean, it's a highly competitive thing. Guys want to win, and sometimes it's loud over there. So if you're not concise or you're not clear with what you say, a guy can say that he didn't hear you, and at that type of level in competitive event, it's just going to go down to he said, she said, and that's going to suck if that's how a match outcome gets changed because some guy says that he didn't hear you because you were just kind of rushing through your steps, like you missed a perplex or you missed an entity possession ability. So yeah, from that Friday alone, I think my game kind of leaped forward even more, and I knew that I could hang with the big boys. All right.
Speaking of hanging with the big boys, I heard Edward Shelton say on his podcast today that super queue was like almost as hard as a tournament, just in terms of who showed up to it and everybody was playing to get practice in. And like he said, it was even bigger than a lot of like the state championships and the other super qualifiers in the main events. What would you got any comments, any things like that? Did it seem harder or super hard?
I would have to agree that it was probably, even though it was just for fun, like a lot of people went in, you still had like, the best players competing. I mean, you had Paris Gordon, Nationals champ, world champ. You had Patrick Yabjoko. You had Kenny Pena. You had all these players just inside the event, and you knew that there was someone to look out for. And then you had the up and coming rising star Isaac, and and you had Team Argentina, and you had you just had a lot of people in the event itself, and it was a great learning experience trying to figure out. I mean, because even though it was an SQ, it kind of gave you a glimpse at what the finals is going to be because it was 300-point modern. But yeah, I totally agree with that statement that it was probably one of the more competitive environments, even though there wasn't a lot of stakes on the line. Like, and shout out to Kelby. I mean, Majestic's winner. He was also there. So like everyone who had something to prove was in that tournament. And I fortunately was able to get ninth place. So
did you get that for ninth place?
Let's see. I think I got 3 points, some tokens, and that's it. I mean, I wasn't too bitter about it. It was a fun event, and it was more of a experience boost than anything else.
And those tokens were cool, right? It's the action, the characters. You got a kitty cat.
Surprise guest, other cat.
Oh, I was like, wait a minute. Why'd my buddy get to be on TV and not me?
Yeah, surprise guest. Oh, now he's rubbing himself on my laptop. Okay.
Getting into the semis, the semi qualifier. That was 300-point, no tactics.
Yeah. So let's get into the meat and potatoes of that. So I was able to fortunately get 50 points. So I was able to automatically qualify for semis, skipping
cut off the top of your head, dude.
Oh, sorry.
It's all good. We just saw like this part of you.
So I was able to skip qualifiers, which was...
Oh, yeah. I forgot about qualifiers. I didn't qualify, so I forgot about them.
Yeah, I was able to skip the quarterfinals, and I skipped straight to the semis. And, man, that was intense. I had a team originally for No Tactics, and it was a good team. It got approval from Easton Brock and Paris Gordon because they both thought that team would probably get me. into the finals. But you know me, I like playing my way, so I was like, go big or go home. So I ended up going with the Hellspawn team. So it didn't start off too well. It was a very
what was your Hellspawn team?
All right, so Hellspawn, 200 points full, Blind Owl, 2 Ultron 8 drones at 30 points apiece, Henry from the Shield Fast Forces, and Shield level 7 ID card, and Iron Man ID card, and sidelined with Nick Fury, Balls Deep, and Phoenix Buster Iron Man. So it was just, I don't know, it was a very, very crazy thing. So first match, I went against a Banshee Batman Engineer team. And man, that was
which
tough.
Batman?
Trinity War Batman at 85 points. So and I won map roll, and I chose ranks. And I mean, everything was looking good. I was like, he kind of separated his guys a bit. I swapped. I got Banshee, and I couldn't kill Banshee in one hit, like that one turn. So that kind of slowed me down a lot. And so the next turn, I was able to score points for that. And then, I mean, with just Engineer and Batman, he was able to just choose Pulse Wave PC and just single target Pulse Wave me to death. So yeah, that kind of sucked. So there I was, 0-1 with 98 points.
If you could redo it, would you take somebody different? Would you Hellspawn somebody different away?
If I could redo it?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it seemed like...
Well, what I would have done instead is I would have slow played it. And if I could have slow played it, and it seems like a dick move because I knew that he would have inched himself slowly with ranks anyways. So I would have slowed my turn, slowed the game down a bit, wait until maybe the 5-minute warning. Nothing's happened yet because I know he wants to take it slow too. And then, like, I don't know, if it's my turn and I know the clock's ticking, I would have done the swap, scored Banshee, and boom, that would have been points for me, 98 points and a win. And I know that seems wrong, but that's just a strategy of higher level tactics, knowing how to game the clock. And I mean, I hope that that issue gets addressed further in the future where guys aren't taking like 10, 15 minutes, because I know a lot of the older players were kind of peeved that like they only got 2 attacks in because people were playing ultra conservative. Yeah, but like I hope it gets addressed, but it is definitely a very useful tactic, knowing how much time you have left, because if people are going to play cautiously, then you can take it easy, take it slow. And if for example, if you have that one big move to make to score that 5 or 30 points and you know that you're going to win on points because time's up, go ahead and do it. But don't do it to the point where it's like where you're going to, burn a quarter of the game time, because, that's unfair to your player who comes there to have fun too. And ultimately, I mean, that's the experience. You want to have fun. You want to improve your game. You don't want to win, just because, oh, I took 40 minutes to make my move and here's my move. So, yeah. But if I could redo it, then I would just game the clock better, hold off on the swap until I know that I could better position my guys.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of good options to steal in that set. That was your first game too.
Definitely. So second match, I went against a Super Squirrel, Harley Quinn, and Technician team. Man, that team was kind of tough. Super Squirrel, Technician, Harley Quinn. I think he also had Despotellis. Yeah, so Despotellis. That sounds about right, yeah. Yeah, so he had a double penetrating poison team, and Hellspawn did his job. I was able to get, so I got Super Scroll into position. And I shot him with Nick for 6 damage. I took away Invincible, and I dared him to land his shape change. He missed his initial shape change, and he missed his scroll shape change. So I was like, all right, cool. And I blasted Super Scroll to 6 damage. Nick went away. So he was able to take out Blind Owl and 2 of my Ultron drones. and Hellspawn was just kind of there eating penetrating poison by Despotellis. So, well, I was like, well, dang, what am I going to do now? So he rolls for his super scroll thing. He pushes scroll to click 7, and he has like 4 food tokens. So I knew that if I did anything else with him, he would come back. So I brought in Phoenix Buster Iron Man, and I running shot Pulse Wave, and I Pulse Waved damn near everything. So I was able to get I was able to get points for scroll, which was 170. I got points for both of my Ultron drones. So that put me up by like 300 points. So I was 0-2, but I had like 400 points, which is a lot more than a lot of the 2 and O's. And so there it was, 0-2, and I knew that if I lost my next round, things was gonna, and there was my it would have ended my finals run. So I buckled down, and I knew I had to get it done. And like with 0-2, I was gonna get matched with other 0-2s, and so it was gonna be a little bit more manageable. So next team, I went against a Weapon X and Wolverine, Professor X, the Prime,
or Professor Prime.
Yeah, Professor Prime, Henry, and Star Labs Tech. And so this one kind of made me it kind of challenged me a bit, because I know Weapon X and Wolverine had that wicked trait where if they were in unhindering terrain, lines of fire to them were blocked unless they were based by a opposing character that wasn't on a starting click. So my first turn, I was like, you know what? I'm going to use Blind Owl, and I'm going to push one of my Ultron drones within running shot range, because they're a sharpshooter, so they can running shot, base, and shoot. So I positioned it so that when I swapped with Hellspawn, he was going to running shot, base the duo figure, be adjacent to Henry and Nick Fury. So that's what I did. And so he moved up. Weapon X going through way, like he overextended a bit. So that's when I made my move. I swapped. I had Ultron running shot. He was an 11 attack already. So now he was a 12 attack with the inspiration from Nick Fury. He was a 5 damage from the Henry buff. So he was a 12 attack, psychic penetrating blast, and he just shot straight through that reducer. And then Nick Fury finished it off. And so there was like 100 and something points. And so I was way up. And then Hellspawn just kind of cleaned house. Like I was able to just kind of phasing teleport away from Harley Quinn, avoiding the poison. And then I just inched up my Ultron drones, and I killed all of his other guys. And so that was a clean sweep for me. So the era was 1 and 2 with like 900 points. So I knew if I got the next win, I would totally be I'm in the finals. So the next team, another 1 and 2, and he had a pretty good team. I think it was Sky, the one that could perplex friendly characters if you can't draw a line of fire to her. Is that Sky?
Yeah, that's one of her. Yeah, that's the cool one. That one that.
Okay, there's Sky, and then I went against it was the Days of Future Past Nightcrawler, which you love.
Love him.
Traded ESD combat reflexes, and he can prop your attack roll.
Weren't you considering making a team with him though?
Oh yeah, I was actually highly considering. And we'll if we have more time, we'll get to that. So, so then there's that, and then he also had Tachyon. So so 170 points of Tachyon, hypersonic speed with pulse wave, and he knew the team too. He was like, he was sweating because like he knew what I was gonna do. So, he perplexed up Tachyon's defense. Tachyon has invulnerability PC, but whatever. I wasn't afraid of that. So he tried to move up as far as he could. I knew that he couldn't get within range yet, so I just took my time. I did the same exact thing. I pushed my Ultron drone. I pushed him so that he was an 11 attack with Blind Owl, and then I pinged Hellspawn. I did the swap, and I had Nick Fury take away Invincible, and I shot him for 6 damage. Boom, 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 boom. And he was on, and he propped it. Nick Fury still landed the hit. So there he was on his final click with a 16 defense ESD. I still had my prob, and I still had a 12 attack Ultron drill. So I just finished them off. Boom! I killed Tachyon. So there I was, 175 points up, and it was just a Nightcrawler to deal with. And Hellspawn, he has the greatest, he has probably one of the coolest defense where he can do leadership, and then he can do. Does he have leadership? Yeah, I think he has leadership. Yeah, he has leadership. He can choose. He can do perplex and outwit. And so Nightcrawler, he had an 11 attack precision strike for 2 damage. So all I did was I outwitted the precision strike and I perplexed down his damage, and he couldn't do anything because even if he perplexed up the damage with Sky, he still wouldn't be able to go through my reducer. So he was just kind of like there for a while, and then I was able to get up my Ultron drones, and then I finally killed his Nightcrawler, and he gave me all the points. So 2-2 with like 1,000 points. So and then I was still kind of nervous because 2-2 was like 72 people. There was like a lot of 4-0s and 3-1s that were going to get in. So when they called me at 22, I made a show of it. I banged my hands against the table and I did a fist raise, but I was in the finals.
Yeah.
And so there I was preparing for Sunday. I ended up deciding to run a team of Kyle Rayner, possessed with Proselyte, Prime Hawk with an Indigo battery. I don't know what it was with me and the Indigo battery. I just liked it. I was able to play test against Eastenbrock, and it was an okay team. So I was like, why not? What really sucked for me, though, was I ended up booking my flight that Sunday at 7, and I didn't really do the math at first, being my first World Cup and all. So what ended up happening was I realized even if I had made the cut, I wouldn't have been able to stay and play out the whole finals. And, changing the flight time for return for tomorrow would have kind of been more expensive. So I was just like, it's all right. I made a good run. I got into the finals. And, that's just more material and experience for next year. I would say a highlight, I was like 0-2, and I was doing bad. Highlight of that match, my third round was I got to play against the eventual world champion Isaac, and man, that kid, he is good. Like, don't be deceived by his baby face or youth, because he plays like a veteran and he's a champ through and through. But yeah, that's all I have to say about my finals experience, Matt. What about you?
I got to watch the final 2 matches. They were crazy insane. Like, the room was like dead quiet, and I could kind of see the match, and I couldn't hear it, but I thought about putting on the Twitch stream so I could watch it, but that was too loud because there's no auto mute, and I was like, I could kind of know what's going on. But yeah, dude, it was a great match, and when it was over, it was over like that. I was like, whoa, what happened? And I had to ask other people exactly what happened, and yeah, dude, it was insane, dude. It was insane.
I think he went against Phil Isaacson, the guy who also played second. Because he played that same Sentinel team.
Which is sick, by the way. He destroyed people.
Well,
destroyed people all day.
He played it like he knew it, because honestly, I don't think anyone else could have taken that team as far as he could have. Because, it's an ultra aggressive team, and you have to know what you're doing each step of the way. You have to know when to be at defensive mode. You have to know when to go into alpha attack mode. And it's just, he played it. I think that was this was his last tournament. I think he's actually retiring.
He didn't say nothing about that.
But yeah, sorry. And then going against Isaac, the babyface assassins team, that was just a bad matchup. Prime Hawk, Banshee is a Despotellus. Damn, what are you gonna do? And then he limits your free actions with that green battery. So it was a good team.
I for one want to give mad love. I mean, glad to see mad love given to that green battery. I've always liked it. Some people are like, it's not as good. It's not as good. And then like, well, it's world championship good now.
Yeah, that green battery, it's so disruptive because you have to play in control. You have to know that if you're gonna barrier, then that means you can't perplex or outwit. You have to know that if you're going to running shot, you can't do anything else after that. I mean, thanks to you, your practice, and just out of all experience, I can play around a green battery. Like a green battery, while it does pose like some matchup things, it doesn't hinder me as much as it does anymore because I know how to play around it. But yeah, that was.
I know what.
Sorry.
I was just gonna say, like, I knew back when in the crazy that last qualifiers, that Friday night game, I ran up against a green battery, and I was running 2 double corianders, and it's like I was like, ooh, I could either outsiders myself or I could move an attack. I can't do both, so like that was super disruptive to my team.
And you couldn't even like burn a ring either.
Nope, no outwitting, no ring burning.
Yeah, that totally sucks.
Did you get a chance to play any like side events or anything like that?
I played in one battle royale, and that was it. Like I ended up enjoying the sights and like doing a lot more stuff in Georgia, and I had a lot of fun. Like I got to go visit some historical homes, check out the malls. It was nice over there. The weather was beautiful.
Yeah, it was. I was surprised. Like I guess you had left, but like Monday morning, it was like in the 40s. I was like, that's not like Texas at all.
So what side events were you able to do, Matt?
Well, I did 2 like rock and rolls that Saturday morning, and unfortunately it was Nick Fury stealed, and Nick Fury is feast or famine. You know, it's you either pull good or you pull a bunch of garbage, and it is game over. And I pulled a bunch of garbage for both of my rock and rolls, and I wasn't able to squeeze in to the semifinals. No, what's before quarterfinals? Yes. Yeah. So like I totally made a promise to myself, like next year I am buying the points. I'm at least getting to those quarterfinals, because I mean I do regret not bringing or playing a more serious team for that last chance Super Q, and especially like when I got there and I saw how much fun it was, and even though you were in a higher level of comp thing, it wasn't like when you go play at your local venue and then somebody brings cheese because like they're like, I'm playing cheese. It's like everybody's playing cheese, so you know what to expect. You know, it's not like you're like, I'm gonna play my X-Force team and then somebody brings Galactus and you die. It's like it was like a high level competitive play, but you knew it and it was still fun and it was still really challenging.
Would you say your game has grown being in that high level environment?
Easily, by far. Like there is so much stuff that like it just didn't even occur to me until I started playing, and I'm like, whoa, this is insane. Like and all that, like I only feel like I misplayed like a little bit in the Super Q, and then in that weird sealed for win a map thing that was at about 6 o'clock on Saturday-ish. I got to play Easton Brock in it, and I got to play Marshall. I forgot his name, but he was like number 5 in the world. Oh, and I was able to beat them, but that was also sealed, and that was also Nick Fury, and I had pulled an eye on Narrow, and Easton pulled bad, and Marshall pulled really good, and we had a really intense game, and it came down to like my very last attack, and I happened to roll doubles. If I didn't roll doubles and knock him into a wall, it would have been game over. Because he said, it's like, yeah, if you didn't kill me right then, I would have ran. I would have been up by 5 points and you would have lost. And I was like, ooh, yeah. But then my last match was against Matt G. And Matt G had I think he was even in the top 16 for sure in the finals. But he had pulled Nick Fury and made a Shield theme team. And he pulled a Shield ID card, not the level 7, but the other one. And he pulled Shield Guide or Man It. He did this really sick thing. Like he moved this guys up where, you know, with the boost from shield team abilities, I counted it out. I was like 1 square away, right? Well, then he calls in that idea, pops out a shield guy, moves that shield guy up to get that extra range and blast my Iron Nail in the face.
Jeez.
I was like, I didn't see that coming at all. Like, I was like, whoa, that's next level play. I got to make sure I count my team abilities before I start doing stuff like that.
Totally. So what are we gonna talk about now?
I guess what did you think of that mystery deal? That thing was awesome.
I definitely enjoyed the food, and for it being $5, I totally pigged myself out.
Oh, dude, those rolls were so good.
Dude, the rolls, what are you talking about? I was talking about the steak and the chicken pasta.
Everything was good, man. Yeah, it was and those cakes were rowdy awesome too.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
for $5 and entertainment, that was crazy. I don't know how they pulled that off.
That was an awesome way to like spend an hour to an hour and a half. Totally.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So we went through HeroClix. We went through the main event, the duking it out. What about Dice Masters? Dice
Masters. I'm actually going to be doing something about that later on about Dice Masters, okay. But it was really cool. They have a really good scene out there. It was like me and a whole bunch of locals that came in, just for that. Actually, the Bob came and played. So I told him high five for that sick Banshee team he was running, that 3 Banshee team. I was like, 3 Banshees, were you running an ID card? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, what was it? And it was like Cosmic Hulk, like the really big, humongous Hulk. And I'm like, but you can't bring that in. He's like, exactly. So that was just
good for him.
Yeah, that was so cool. So yeah, mad props to the Bob. Yeah. We played some Dice Masters. Really good, cool people. Like I told them about the Dice Masters event that I'm hosting in Austin, and they put it on their Facebook page and they tagged some people in Dallas, and there is some interest there. So hopefully it makes my Dice Masters tournament even better. So is there any changes you will make for next year's event?
Changes. All right, let's see. Book my flight earlier, book my hotel earlier, and make it so that it's I actually stay the whole week so that I can, have a shot at really winning. That's definitely the number one thing to do. And 2, I don't know. I think that would be it. I mean, I guess hang out with you more. Play test some more teams, try to get better, try to get over that hump, because I've yet to win anything. But other than that, I think what I was able to do in my allotted time at Atlanta, Georgia at the Super Qualifier was pretty damn fun. And probably get a lot more points so that I can just get straight into the finals. So that way I don't have to go through another harrowing semis. Because the champions are getting younger and younger, and I'm getting older. So.
The big joke amongst, I guess the organizers was like, they're going to make T-shirts next year saying you're too old to play. I'm totally getting that if they're making that,
Oh, jeez. But yeah, I could totally see that. Speaking of which, there's going to be a super qualifier at Cadets in Houston, Texas. It's somewhere in January.
Oh, awesome.
So that's something that you should put on your calendar if you want to try to make it. It's going to be ROC. It's going to be the new ROC limited age. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be fun.
Speaking of ROC limited age, do you have like any ideas of teams that you're wanting to discuss, to talk about, and or any things that you're working on, or is it going to be like hush hush? If not, I got a team I want to talk about, and you can tell me what you think about that.
All right. Well, have you seen the new rules for I forgot his name already. It's going to be Superman Wonder Woman set.
Entities?
Yeah, he's basically an entity, and I think it's going to have drastic ramifications for how the game's going to progress.
they announced that that rule is now extended to all the other entities.
So
like,
here's the thing. So if entities are now considered equipped, and resources are also considered an equipped. If you equip an entity, a construct, it's going to KO the entity. Or like, that's just one of the things that I'm guessing might lead up to, unless they try to errata around that too. But that just kind of changes the game now, because entities used to be the whole big deal. Entities, battery, bam, you had a meta team. Now you kind of have to pick your poison. You don't. That's going to be pretty crazy, and yeah, that's just going to be one of those things that later on in the future, I wonder how drastically the game's going to change now, from even how it's changed drastically in the past 3-6 months with the release of Nick Fury and stuff, and ID cards.
No, that's actually really cool. I didn't think about that. I didn't see that it's that resource equipped stuff. I didn't catch that right there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, because like it does feel a bit overpowered to be able to put an entity and a resource on your team. Just like all my holes are patched up. And
entities or any character that has that equip feature or possess feature, they no longer count against your force as a character. So they don't affect theme, and they don't affect keywords or anything.
Which is cool, because now you can finally make your power cosmic theme or whatever, just things that we were really cool. I was really stoked about, but I could never do, because as soon as you put an entity on it, it's not themed anymore. But yeah, I'm looking forward to these new changes. I guess we'll find out really in a couple of months when ROC switch back to a tactics format, because right now entities are not allowed in the limited format.
That, and you can no longer have entities on tiny characters. So no more Despodera, no more Automedera.
Ooh, you think that was on purpose?
I mean, I don't know. They had great timing. I mean, Isaac won with it, and then bam, no more.
No more. Nah, that's probably something they've been looking at for a while and seeing what's going on.
Yeah.
Well,
go on. You've been waiting to tell everyone about your super cool team that's just gonna beat everybody, and they should just quit HeroClix now.
Right? Send me your HeroClix and all your ROC points now, because you're not gonna need them. No, this is okay. Let me see if I can share this thing right. Screen share. No, you're gonna be hiding on me. And whatever's. I'm just gonna read it off. It's I kind of talked to you earlier about this, but it's the Age of Ultron Ant-Man 205, the 100-point Pog that's got 20 defense. It's Nighthawk Prime at 65 points, and then it's the Iron Man from Avengers Assembled at 125 points. It's 290. I guess I don't know what I'd put in for those extra 10 points and stuff like that, since I guess I could throw it a Pog or whatevs. But it's that Iron Man gives anybody with the Avengers keyword and a lower point value with it defend. So the goal is to haul around that Pog and that Nighthawk Prime with that 20 defense for as long as possible. And then the Iron Man has hypersonic, so as he needs to, he can hypersonic out, take a shot, hypersonic back to my buddies and get some defend. And then both Ant-Man and Nighthawk Prime have Outwitch, so should somebody come up on me, I'm going to be taking away some powers from them. But that's something I've been tinkering with for a while, and I'm actually going to play it tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. Do you have any suggestions or whatevs?
Yeah, totally. I've been looking at the team. I just think, well, first of all, you have a pretty low attack. I mean, yeah, you do get around ESD and stuff, but you're sporting a 10 attack. So any natural high defenses, and you're kind of boned there. Two, I mean, yeah, that's a cool tactic, sporting a 20 defense, but eventually someone will roll that hit. So I just don't know. I think the way you should roll it out, though, is that you're going to have to start with a different Ant-Man. That way, you do the morph trait into the 20 defense Ant-Man, and you get an ant out of it as well. So that's
Good thinking.
yeah. So that's one thing to do. And two, I don't think Iron Man is going to be your main attacking force. If you're playing that 20 defense Ant-Man at 100 points, then you have a lot of firepower on your sidearm in terms of ants, giant ants, and you can bring in that wicked, I think, giant man that has that can charge, outwit, and then when he hits, he can outwit again with an 11 attack, I think. So that's definitely something to consider. Let's see.
Awesome. No,
Yeah, go on.
I didn't even consider bringing in other things because I was worried because it's definitely a timing issue. Definitely gonna have to practice to make sure exactly I know when to do the switch out and to get back to that 20 defense and stuff like that. It's definitely a timing practice issue.
Yeah, but so let's say you start off with a different Ant-Man. Let's say you start off with one that has perplex. That way, if you're going to hypersonic, you can get your attack up to an 11 or something. You swap into the other Ant-Man, so you get that 20 defense to defend. And when you bring in an Ant, you're also giving Prime Hawk that extra character so that his shape change goes from even more. So instead of a let's see, 5 or 6, it'll be a 3 to 6. So that's almost like guarantee that you're going to land that Prime Hawk shape change.
Unless you roll shape change like me.
Yeah, but so yeah, that's something that you should definitely do. Exploit learning how to use that morph tactic, especially in no tactics now, it's going to be huge because anything free that you can bring in that's just gross is going to wreck faces. Like I know if you bring in like certain Ant-Mans, they also change what the ants do as well. And you can actually use the ants to carry around Prime Hawk and Ant-Man if you overextend Iron Man. So that's something to consider. But overall, I think it's a team to try. It's definitely an interesting team. I just don't know if it's going to be a really hard team to overcome because, I mean, I don't even think that team has any reducers besides, let me see. Yeah, so, I mean, one poison, it boom, you're down to like an 18 defense. So, I mean, definitely try it out. But I think if you play it right, you'll definitely give a lot of people headaches.
That is not the only thing I'm working. Of course, I'm working on the double coriander team with engineer, and I'm definitely looking at double corianders and vehicles a bunch because coriander on Thanos' throne is a running shot pulse waving beast, 11 attack and 4 damage. Also, Agent 13 stuff. Any sort of Agent 13 theme team is something I've been just percolating in my head. Just I was like Agent 13, Nick Fury, the Maria Hill that you can give a power action to, and she can outwit through other people. So if I face like another Nick Fury, I can outwit his improved targeting. So if I'm on what's that 6-story one, the six elevation one map? I mean, they can't shoot back. Yeah, they can't shoot back. Yeah. And then I had 65 points left over, so I was tinkering with either Radiance, who for flight and for her ability to give additional shape change to people she's adjacent to, or the Nick Fury, or the what do you call it? The space rig. The space rig with Fitz, the main set Fitz, the one that can pop out the little flying robots that you can either get in power or enhancement from Fitz and stuff like that. So that's also what I've been tinkering with. I need to run those around. Any opinion on those bunches?
I think you nailed it right on the head that spy theme teams are going to wreck this format just because there's so many good spy pieces. I think you said it before, the spy team just keeps on giving and giving. But yeah, spy theme team, especially being allowed now with ATAs and all that stuff, they're definitely going to be the team to beat. I find that they nerfed Kyle Rayner and a lot of the Green Lanterns because of that. They took away their main thing, which was the construct ability. No more free walls, no more free nets, no more decoy or anything. So that's a huge blow. I do think that Kyle Rayner still has a shot in this format. He's just not the top dog anymore. Zombie Super Scroll. He is the untouched king in this format.
That's really why I put the spy team, because if he's going to be picking a power, that's a free action. So I hope he's in position to attack me.
Definitely. So yeah, it's going to be a give or take with that. But I mean, I've thought of some teams. I kind of want to keep it on the hush hush because I think it's going to be something that's way left, and I think that's kind of funny because that's my style. So
yeah, that's why we call you the mad scientist.
Oh yeah, totally. I like that. I like that nickname. I hope it spreads. But yeah. Oh, so I guess we're getting close to wrapping it up. I'm not sure. All right. So what's going to be our closing topic?
Closing topic? I don't know. Like I don't really have a powerful closing topic. I totally did not like the fact that the hotel bar did not start serving alcohol until 5 o'clock. That bummed me out like every single day that I didn't have to play. You know, that I was like, I could be drinking.
You see, I drove, so I could have just gone to like Walmart and bought a 6-pack and just pop it in my fridge.
That's what people were doing. They said there's a gas station like not far. I could have walked to and got beer, but it's like, I'm here. Cater to me. Take my $5 from my Sam Adams. I mean, come on. Also, no Shiner. What's the deal with that?
It's Atlanta. What do you expect?
I know.
It's Georgia.
If they can get Shiner in New York, Shiner can be everywhere.
Oh, were you able to get the authentic Georgia experience? I know you were talking about that with some locals.
No, I didn't leave the hotel. I had the hotel food, then I had Domino's, so like I didn't do anything remotely Georgian. I was talking to my Lyft driver on the way home and asked him like if he was on the way to the airport if he had like any suggestions for food and stuff like that, and he he couldn't find. He didn't tell me any like good fried chicken places and stuff like that. But so if there's anybody in Atlanta listening like that has like, dude, you need to eat here, you should definitely leave that in the comments below so I can be like, I will, because I'm totally gonna get there earlier next time for sure, so I can go do more stuff.
Okay, since we're getting close to wrap up, I did read the comments on that last video. Shout out to the guys who corrected me on who killed or who shot at Captain America. Crossfire. Crossbones, but it turned out to be Shannon Carter, mind controlled by somebody. Yeah. Shout out to you.
So I'm gonna say you weren't wrong. You weren't wrong with that. With like mind controlled Sharon Connor decided to be.
Oh yeah. But shout out to them for setting it straight, because I don't want to spread the misinformation that is, trying to get the plot straight in comic books. So thank you to you guys for watching. And for keeping me honest as well. But yeah, thanks for watching the show. Thanks for letting Matt get views so that he can get his paycheck. And
not anywhere close to a paycheck, so don't worry about that.
But yeah, so this is Luke signing out with Matt from Heroic Tactics. Any closing words, statements?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'll catch y'all. Peace out.